All right, race fans and people around the world, congratulations for being here with us tonight on a Saturday night, January 11th in the United States and people across, Brett, some people watch from Australia this time of day. But welcome to the E3 Construction Materials UMP Modified Series by the Monsters of Dirt. And I'm here with the voice of the Ultimate Dirt TV, Brett Wheeler. Thank you, Brett, for being with me tonight.
Oh, look, it's glad to be here on a Saturday evening. UMP's at Kokomo, and well, I get to take somewhat of a back seat tonight, Steve. I'm letting you take over the most of the reins for tonight, and well, qualifying's on track, and cars are on the racetrack as well.
Yes, we are. We have, I believe it was 34 cars assigned in tonight. And currently on the track, we have, let's see, who's first. So far, Clay Debin is top of the board with Darren Litter on second. I mean, Brett, look at these drivers signed in tonight. It's great.
Yeah, some very, very fast names, of course. As I said, Clay Debin, quick time. He's the car on screen at the moment with a 13.169. He's got the field covered so far for the cars that have qualified by a tenth and a half, nearly 2/10 of a second, as he goes with a 13.140. We'll take a look at the likes of maybe Dylan Wilson on track right now in Canterbury. He was superb, and he is fast in these UMP modified, Steve.
He's definitely fast, and I don't know, Brett, if you watched any of their broadcasts or seen anything from the Monsters of Dirt this week. They have maxed out every lobby that has been open. They have shown why they're one of the leagues to compete with and you want to compete in, because the best of the best is.
Yeah, look, definitely caught a number of broadcasts for Monsters of Dirt, and of course, we do support the Monsters of Dirt as we are only covering the UMP Modifieds this season. As we've got Jordan Casey on screen, let's take a look at the 119 of Mason Crawford. Stephen, tell you what, he's going to be one to watch. He's been super quick, and we go back to some of the big show promotions races that we covered. Remember, he actually picked up a win in the UMP Modifieds at Fairbury a couple of weeks ago.
He definitely did. He was the guy on the mission that time. One thing, this is a fixed setup race, so all the drivers are on equal playing field. It is now up to the drivers and their skills to where they qualify.
Well, that's something that we've seen last year as well, and of course, even, I guess, sort of, not so much practice, but another series, of course, on a Sunday night with the UMP Modifieds, those fixed series races as well. So, I mean, these drivers, they're no stranger to the UMP Modifieds, and of course, no stranger to running fixed setups.
No, and you get a lot more people involved because now it's a driver game instead of a setup game. And, drivers, this is one way that they can compete with one another. As right now, Hayden Cardwell second on the board, Dylan Wilson currently third, Jordan Casey fourth, and J.D. Brown, your top five.
Yeah, I'll keep going through that list on the left-hand side of your screen. Jim Emery in 6th, Alan Bauer in 7th, Darren Little 8th, Daniel Cummings Jr. 9th, Bryce Nichols rounds out your top 10, a quarter of a second away. Then you go back to Eddie Underwood, Josh Vinci, Jacob Fields, a fair way back, nearly 4/10 off the pace in 13th position. Chance Siskowski, Anthony Cordell, Bryson Daffin, Brent Fair, Eric Hilliard, Matthew Everett, Dalton England, a name that sort of brings back some memories going back to the old R Factor days. Haven't seen him run in a while, but glad to see him back here on the iRacing.com servers. And while we've sort of got this minute break before we get into the opening lot of heat races here for the E3 Construction Material UMP Modified Series presented by Monsters of Dirt, round number 1 here at Kokomo. Steve, a busy couple of weeks and a busy couple of months for not only me but also yourself with a Sunday night series with the World of Thunder Racing League, but of course some chili bowls. I don't know if you know, but of course we've got some work with Speed Shift TV with the Chili Bowl, with the Big Show promotion. So we're glad to be a part of that one. And of course we're going back to R Factor for one race only, or a couple of nights only, I should say, the Simpro Racing Chili Bowl. And again, the nostalgia that comes with it, because this is where it all started for me. It was back on R Factor.
Yeah. So now you get to go back from your grassroots that got you to where you are today.
Yeah, never forget where you came from, and that's what I go by. And well, I guess that's why we are here as well. Of course, we're not too far away from qualifying wrapping up, less than 10 seconds. I do apologise if you can hear young little Mason sort of crying in the background. And there goes the fire
Well,
crew.
one thing tonight, if you're watching, this is also broadcast or streaming on some websites. It's streaming on iCore Facebook page. It's streaming on DirtFan.com Facebook page, the World of Thunder Facebook page, and the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Let's get ready for heat race action. Yeah, and the UDTV YouTube channel. So, I mean, we got it streaming live everywhere. Heat race action time now. All right, let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. All right, on heat race number one, start on the poles, car number 84, Clay Debin on his outside, and car number 42 is Jordan Casey. Your second row inside, and car number 96 is Alan Bauer on his outside. Car number 64 is Bryce Nichols. Your third row inside, the car number 007 is Jacob Fields on his outside. It's Bryson Daffern in car number 18. Your fourth row inside is Matthew Everett, and outside Dustin Hall. Starting nine tonight is Richard Green, and on the outside, Mason Crawford and Julian Williams will bring up the rear. Or Justin. I'm going to bring the screen up where I can see it.
Hey, well, we're not all perfect.
That's right. It's my birthday, so I got older today, so my eyesight's leaving.
All right, let's let's get this in chat. Let's get a big happy birthday to Steve McMillan. As I said it to you my time yesterday, Steve, but you know what? I'll say it a second time because it'll never get old. Happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, sir. We're going green flag racing, folks. Here we are, Clay Debin and Jordan Casey bringing the field to the green here at Kokomo for an opening round of the E3 Construction Materials Fixed UMP Modifieds. As we go into turn number one, look at Clay Debin slide high, but look underneath. Side by side into turn number three, Jordan Casey inches out Clay Debin, but Clay Debin will lead lap number one.
Casey continues to run the bottom side of the racetrack through 1 and 2. Going to stay down low into 3 and 4. Good battle on for the race lead. Debin and Casey, couple of teammates for D1RT. Casey now going to move to the top shelf. Alan Bauer in that 5th position right now. It's Mason Crawford in the 119. Just stuck his nose up on the inside there of Alan Bauer into turns 1 and 2. And Mason Crawford, he's gone from the 9th position, I think it was, up into the top 5. And here comes Jacob Fields as well. Good battle on for the final transfer position, Steve, as Mason Crawford moves into 4th with a slide job on Jacob Fields.
That's right. And you saw earlier in the lap, you saw Clay Debin get into the wall, allowed Jordan Casey and slide job to complete the pass. As now they're going into turn number 3. Casey running the high side now, coming out of turn number 4 as they come to complete lap number 5 of 8. As they go into turn number 1, the top 3 run the high side, and you look at Mason Crawford trying that bottom to do everything you can to gain 4 positions.
Yeah, Crawford into the 5th and final transfer position for tonight's main event. Directly transferring from the heat race, Jacob Fields in 4th. And we go back to Bryson Daffin on the outside looking in. We'll have a front row starting position in tonight's B main. Steve, 1 to go. You can bring it home, buddy.
All right. Down on the back straightaway, you look at Jordan Casey. He has about a 5-car length advantage over Clay Debin as they exit turn number 4 down the first straightaway. Jordan Casey will pick up heat race number 1 win with Clay Debin in 2nd, Bryce Nichols in 3rd. Or no, it's Jacob Fields in 3rd, Bryce Nichols in 4th, Mason Crawford 5th, Bryson Daffern 6th, Alan Brewer 7th, and Matthew Everett.
All right, heat 1 complete here for the E3 Construction Materials UMP Modifieds. Round number 1 presented by Monsters of Dirt right here on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're live on iCore, World of Thunder Racing League, and of course dirtfan.com, all the Facebook pages as well. If you haven't done so already, head over to those Facebook pages and the social media sites. Give them a like and a follow. Heat number 2, let's take a look at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. starting on pole, heat race number 2 in car number 7. That's Hayden Cardwell. On his outside in car number 14, that's JD Brown out of position 2. Darren Literal will start position 3. Eddie Underwood will line up in the 4th position. 5th position is going to be the 07 of Chance Siskowski. Brent Fair will start position 6. Dalton England will start position 7. Alex Studing at 8. Then we go back to Jeffrey Cooper in 9th. And that is your 9 cars in heat number 2, Steve.
That's right. Lights gone to base truck. Hayden Cardwell and J.D. Brown will lead the field to the green in the Bad Racing Motorsports.
A couple of teammates on the front row like we seen in heat race number 1. The D1RT guys led to the start, heat race number 1. Heat number 2, it's going to be the Bad Racing teammates of Hayden Cardwell and JD Brown. Green flag is out, 8 laps on the board. Top 5 will go through. Cardwell stays low. Very surprised to see that he actually stayed low there. Through turns number 1 and 2, he's opting to give JD Brown the run on the outside of the racetrack. They continue to race. So they were racing side by side, but Cardwell's got the momentum in the advantage going down into turn number 1. Hits the tyre turns.
He does spin himself out. He will be out of the race, running a last chance qualifier now, as JD Brown is your leader, and Eddie Underwood is second, and Darren Literal third. Look at Brett Fair, an MDM Motorsports driver, in 4th position.
Yeah, that 0-1 machine of Brent Fair got a transfer position at the moment. He'd be starting deep into about the mid-pack of tonight's main event, I should say, as we are coming to complete the halfway stage of heat race number 2, and JD Brown for Bad Racing continues to lead from Eddie Underwood. Darren Literal, your top 3 on screen. Brent Fair and Alex Studinger now in the 5th and final transfer position. Fair and Studinger into the wall. That's going to bring Dalton England in the 19 as Big Show Promotions entry. He's now going to come to the inside, nearly 3 wide off turn 4. Steve, the battle is on. Studinger and Fair and Fair. Well, that wasn't very fair for Brent.
No, it wasn't. It was basically a body slam into that wall. But hey, you know what? He's being a gentleman. Look at him now. Studinger. Look at Brett battle back there. That's kind of fun to watch. You know, now Brett Fair trying to get in the final transfer spot from the 19 of Dalton.
Yeah, England hangs on to that 5th and final transfer position. Meanwhile, JD Brown into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time, getting a little sideways, but JD Brown gets the win. Second across the line is going to be Eddie Underwood. Darren Little close in third. Then we go back to Alex Studinger. Dalton England rounds out your top 5. And those 5 drivers going through to tonight's main event. Hayden Cardwell in 6th, Brent Fair, Chance Siskowski. And then I apologise for the rest of the drivers. I didn't get those last couple at the end, but heat 2 is complete, Steve. Heat number 3, cars on the racetrack.
Yes, it is. Heat race number 3, Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. All right, heat race number 3. Lineup will look like this. Starting in front row in D1RT entry card number 80D. It's Dylan Wilson on his outside. It's D1RT entry teammate at card number 4. That is Jim Emery. Second row inside at card number 24 is Daniel Cummings Jr. On outside of him at card number 21 is Josh Vinci. Your third row inside is Anthony Cotto. On his outside, Eric Hillard. Starting your 4th row is Jacob Ilker. Gurleman and Casey Autumn will start on 8th. Tyler Harp will start 9th tonight. So now, for the 3rd heat race, we have teammates on the front row.
Again, that's the 3rd time tonight, Steve.
Yes, it shows you. All right, green flag is out. Dylan Wilson getting the call. Going to turn number 1. He's run the middle of the track. Look at Emery run the high side. They're 3 wide. Exiting turn number 2. Jim Emery takes the lead going to turn number 3. Look at Daniel Cummings Jr. working the bottom side trying to get that second spot. Dylan Wilson battling back now on the high side. Jim Emery will lead lap number 1 of 8 as they go down the back straightaway. Look at Dylan Wilson starting to battle back, Brett, on that high side.
Yeah, Wilson trying to get around Daniel Cummings Jr. for that 2nd position. As now he's just tucked in behind his teammate on the top side. Emery makes a mistake on the outside into turn number 1 and 2. Again, the bottom side being left open right now for Daniel Cummings Jr. And we've seen it last season, Steve. Daniel Cummings Jr., he's got the ability to run through the, not so much run through the field as he'd plow him, but he's got the ability to make those passes. Sometimes he's struggling in qualifying, but when it comes to the B mains and the A main, you know that 24 JR machine is going to the front, but you sort of can't take your eyes off the battle on screen right now with these top three drivers, Jim Emery, Dylan Wilson, and Daniel Cummings Jr.
And they have pulled away from the 4th and 5th spot. The final transfer spot on the track right now belongs to Eric Hillard. On outside looking in, it's Anthony Cottle. So, Brett, we got some great action, and really the action is up front in the top 3 spot.
Now we are looking at 2 laps to go right now for Jim Emery. Make that a lap and a half down your back straightaway. A couple of car lengths advantage over Dylan Wilson and Daniel Cummings Jr. Wilson and Cummings Jr. White flag is out. Steve, final time in heat racing action.
Lance Razza exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Jim Emery with a good run. He goes to the high side. Look at Dylan Wilson. He'll cut off Cummings out of exit turn number 4. It's Jim Emery will win the race. Dylan Wilson second. Daniel Cummings Jr. third. Josh Benson fourth. Eric Hillard fifth. Anthony Cottle, Jacob, Tyler Harp, and Chase Odman ran out your field.
Well, that was another exciting heat racing action. Now we're going to move into the C main, I believe it is, Steve.
Yes, sir. C main top 5 or top 4 will go to the B main. 12 laps the distance. And ladies and gentlemen, it's your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
Well, with the top 4 going through, looks like only 3 cars on the racetrack at the moment. So these 3 cars will go through. Though it's going to be Jeffrey Cooper, Chase Odom, and Richard Green. Steve, this is a bit of a 12-lap hot lap session. And I tell you what, when it comes to fixed setup, this really is a 12-lap hot lap session just because there's nothing that you can do on the setup as the track gets slicker throughout the night.
No, it's just basically you learn as a driver where to run your car and put it in there. You know, I mean, as a fixed setup, there's really nothing you could adjust, like you said. So they got to adjust their driving styles to correct the actions of the car. As you see the pace truck pulling off on the back straight. The drivers are off. Green flag is out. Jeffrey Cooper, Chase Odom, and Richard Green battling out for 12 laps on.
Oh, there goes Richard Green smacking the wall on the opening there, going down into turn number 3. And that's going to put the Rocket number 29 machine, Jeffrey Cooper, in front. And again, see, this is no disrespect to these 3 drivers on the racetrack, but I guess not known names when it comes to, you know, being up front in the A mains. But hey, you can't take away from the fact that, you know, they've turned up and that they're not afraid to give it a go.
That's right. They're definitely not afraid to give it a go. And you look at it, you know, a couple of updates ago, they reconfigured this track on the bottom and made it a little bit more racier at the small track. And, you know, the driver's set of mind, they got to where to throw it in at, basically, I guess you could say.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen that with Hayden Cardwell trying to throw it in a little too early and trying to, you know, run right up on that inside wall to where he actually caught that inside tire. And look what happened. He didn't finish inside the top 5, so we're going to see him in the B main next. And he should be, I think, starting up near the front couple of rows.
That's right. I catch myself. I say that. That's right. So there we go.
Yeah, that's the old Ultimate Dirt to be World of Thunder joke, right? That's right.
Right.
The best in the business,
but, you know,
buddy.
You look at it when they basically brought the track surface down to the U tires in the bottom. You know, they gave the drivers actually more racing room on the track. And you look, you see Jeffrey Cooper leading the race. Chris Odom is in third. Richard Green is in second for this hot lap session, basically, as they complete lap number 8. They're on lap number 9 right now. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, we're streaming live on dirtfan.com tonight. Make sure to go to their Facebook page, give them a like and follow. We would definitely appreciate it. And we know Adam over there with dirtfan.com, he would appreciate it because Adam does a lot of work for it. He does post a lot of videos, a lot of dirt, late model, sprint car stuff, news and information about tracks across the world.
Yeah, he does a whole lot of things along with his entire team over there at dirtfan.com. So of course, obviously we appreciate his support with not only World of Thunder, but of course here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Steve, we're coming to the final lap here. Jeffrey Cooper's just got a couple of turns to go.
That's right, Jeffrey Cooper. He is the man on a mission.
Well, there's no point showing the results up because you take a look at the top. It was just the two cars that finished this one, Jeffrey Cooper and Richard Green. Richard Green coming across the stripe now. And Chase Odom will come home in third position. As we said, the top four were meant to go through in this one, as they will tag the back of tonight's 17-lap B-main, Steve.
That's right, 10 cars will go to the future. And ladies and gentlemen, it's your Ultimate Dirt TV starting group. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting front row in car number 18 from Bad Racing, it's Bryson Daffern. On his outside in car number 7 of Bad Racing, it's Aiden Cardwell. Your second row inside in car number 99, it's Anthony Gatto. On his outside in car number 96, it's Alan Brewer. Your third row inside in car number 01, Brett Fair. On his outside in car number 08, it's Jacob Brilliman. Your fourth row inside is Matthew Everett, and on his outside, Chance Siskowski. That's a good one to say.
Siskowski, yeah, it's a tough one. We'll tell Chance to change his name to Chance C.
There you go. And then you got Tyler Harp starting 9th, Dustin Hall starting 10th, Jeffrey Cooper starting 11th, and Richard Green will start 12th tonight in tonight's 17-lap B-main. All right, lights are out on the base truck, pulling off on the back straightaway. Bryson Daffern and Aiden Cardwell bring the field to the green flag as they're racked and stacked as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Bryson Daffern on the loud pedal. They go to turn number 1. Bryson Daffern definitely goes to the top really quick. Oh, we got cars around already at turn number 1. Yellow flag is out on the track. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at Wicked Cushion instant replay. All right, as you look, Jeffrey Cooper was the man around on the track. And I'm talking kind of blind, Brett, because I really can't see the replay yet.
Yeah, I kind of realized that after I told you that we were showing the replay, but I guess from now on, if we do the replay, I'll talk about the replay, unless you're doing the camera work. But yeah, Jeffrey Cooper just got into the side there of Tyler Harpy to turns number 1 and 2. Both cars, in fact, facing the wrong way, but of course that will bring on the first yellow of the evening here at the Kokomo Speedway. And Steve, one thing I like about this track, they're very quick. They're 23, 24 second lap times under the caution flag, not these, 1 minute 50s.
Yes, quick racing around here. It goes in the heartbeat. As you look at Bryson Daffern and Aiden Cardwell bringing the field to the green. Now you can see Bryson Daffern going to the bottom. Aiden Cardwell to the top. He's stuck in the wall. Bryson Daffern slides up in front of him down the back straightaway. Bryson Daffern with the lead. As they come out, exit turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Bryson Daffern will lead that lap. Look at Brent Fair is an 8th spot right now. And if you look at on the bubble, so that's 10 drivers. So that's Richard Green in a 10th spot.
Hey, he's not too far away from that battle. Just in front of him right now, there's 2, 4, 6 cars fighting it out from basically third position with Anthony Cordell all the way back to Brent Fair in that 01 machine.
Yes. And look, we got a battle for the lead with the teammates. You look at Hayden Cardwell running the bottom side, Bryson Daffern running the high side. They're side by side at the flag stand. Bryson Daffern will lead lap number 8. Look how low both of these drivers are running, Brett, as they exit the turns. They're the U-tires.
Yeah, they're very close. They're inside Dustin Hall in that 331 machine. He just picked up 2 positions. They were 3 wide going into 3 and 4. They're still, look at them, 2 by 2. And how about the lead pack right now? Bryson Daffin, Hayden Cardwell, and Matthew Everett as well. They were nearly 3 wide as they go into 1 and 2. Everett's on the bottom side in the 06 machine, but it's Daffin who's got the run on the top side. Cardwell to the inside, nearly 3 wide. Slide jump from Cardwell.
Yes, he is. He's shutting the door, but look at Everett trying to battle his way back, and they're going to lean on each other. Woo! Making a good, interesting race. Anyway, caution is out on the racetrack. Let's look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Yeah, I got Brett back. You know, he made me try to tell you about a replay I couldn't see. Now I made him do a replay before it happened.
Yeah, I was trying to find the incident first, but turns out it was Jeffrey Cooper driving it a little too hard. If we go back just a little further, here's Cooper and Green in the 3 machine. They just sort of come together in turns 1 and 2. In fact, Cooper sort of got into the left rear quarter panel there, but he just, I'm not going to say straight lines him, but man, he certainly drove it in hard, that's for sure.
Yes, he did, and this is one more restart we got for these drivers to try to make something happen. And, you know, really the odds are set on Matthew Everett. I mean, he's been battling really well against Hayden Cardwell. All right, racetrack pulls off, and Bryson Daffer and Hayden Cardwell will bring the field to the green flag. Bryson Daffer on the loud pedal. Look at Everett battling on the bottom. He goes to the inside at turn number 1. He will come out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. We've been watching Everett battle hard with Hayden Cardwell from previous laps. Look at Hayden Cardwell putting heavy pressure on your race leader, Bryson Daffer. And we got cars beating and banging mid-pack, Brett. Last lap coming to the checkered. Your winner of B-Main will be Bryson Daffrin, Hayden Cardwell, Matthew Everett, Anthony Cottle. Alan Brewer will finish 4th. Actually, Jacob Brilliman will finish 5th. Anthony Cottle 6th. Tyler Harp 7th. Brett Fair 8th. Chance Jaslowski in 9th. And Dustin Hall will pick up your final transfer.
All right, there you go. Your 10 cars making it into tonight's A-Main from the B-Main.
Yes, there's 10 cars, you know, and if you're watching from dirtfan.com, we're live streaming from there tonight. Make sure you check out Monsters of Dirt Facebook page, and you go to their website, and Brett, their website is
racingmonstersofdirt.com.
There you go. I'll make sure your fans
Jesus, man, where's that bus? Where's this bus coming from? Because you nearly just pushed me straight into it again. That's 2-1 now, Steve. It's 2-1 in favour.
Oh, but make sure to check out the people here at Monsters of Dirt. You want a fun league to run in? This is the league for you. They race almost every night of the week, Brett. They race on Sunday nights, Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursdays they're off, Fridays they're off, and then they race Saturday nights. And don't forget, next they have their asphalt series starting up tonight. That looks like it's going to be fun, and we got a lot of great stuff on our way. And we'll be right back after this commercial break. All right, welcome back to the E3 Construction Materials UMP Modifieds presented by Monsters of Dirt, and we're getting ready for future race action. It is 35 laps on the board for these drivers here tonight. And don't forget, if you're watching at home live on dirtfan.com, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching from there. And if you want to get signed up in iRacing, make sure to join the Monsters of Dirt. All right, Brett, it's time for the Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. All right, starting your front row at car number 42 is Jordan Casey on his outside. Car number 14 is JD Brown.
Starting position 3 of the 16 of Jim Emery and Clay Devon starts position number 4.
Starting fifth tonight is Eddie Underwood and Dylan Wilson starting sixth.
Jacob Fields and Darren Little in row 4.
Daniel Cummings and Bryce Nichols.
Alex Studinger, Josh Vinci.
Starting 13th tonight is Mason Crawford. Starting 14th is Dalton England.
Eric Hilliard and Bryson Daffin.
Hayden Cardwell and Matthew Everett.
Alan Bauer, Jacob Prilliman in 20th.
Anthony Cottle and Tyler Hart.
Brent Fair and Chance Siskowski.
And Dustin Hall will bring up the rear. Lights are out. Pace truck pulling off into the infield. Jordan Casey and JD Brown. The field is doubled up. Green flag action right now. Jordan Casey on the loud pedal. As we go into turn number 1, Jordan Casey, he's down very deep on the bottom of the track. He will exit the very bottom of the track down the back straightaway, Brett. Different line than we saw in the heat race action. And you look at JD Brown running that high side as Casey will lead lap number 1. Look at Jacob Fields trying to move up into that third spot, running the very bottom. And these drivers, look at Jim Emmering in the 4 car, that D100T entry.
Yeah, well, Emery was good in the heat race, getting the win over Dylan Wilson, I believe it was. So we know that 4 machine has got some speed in the cockpit of that race car. But again, Jordan Casey absolutely gapping the field right now over JD Brown and Jacob Fields. Well, don't forget, Steve, the track has obviously changed somewhat from the heat races because these guys, they had a 5-minute warm-up session to really run this track in and really make it a lot slicker.
Yes, they did. And you look right now, you know, Jim Emery, he's currently battling for that third spot with Mason Crawford and Jacob Fields in the 007 caution, the first caution of the night. And as soon as you get it up, we'll be the win condition instant replay.
Alright, your win cushion instant replay showing on screen right now. I believe it was a 331 Dustin Hall. Had some sort of incident here in turns 3. We'll take a look and... oh no, in fact it was Tyler Hart there on the 123 who in fact caught that inside U-tire, Steve, and spun out in front of the 331 of Dustin Hall. So Hart doing basically what Hayden Cardwell did in the heat race.
You gotta watch out running the bottom of the tires when you basically reach up there and grab you too low. But right now, Jordan Casey will lead the field. JD Brown in second, Mason Crawford in third, Jacob Fields fourth, Jim Emery's your top 5. Hayden Cardwell is now up in that 6th spot with Clay Devon, Dylan Wilson, Eddie Underwood, and Daniel Cummings Jr. rounds out your top 10. Pace truck pulling off. It's going to be Jordan Casey and JD Brown side by side. And going into turn number 3, they kind of arc it, diming it down low, and Jordan Casey's on the loud. They go into turn number 1, Jordan Casey. He's glued to the inside as they exit turn number 2 down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Jordan Casey, he has the grip going on down there for him. And look at Mason Crawford. He's following, he's pursuing with him his teammate. But JD Brown has stuck to the high side, grabbing everything he can, the moisture up there, to get a run out of the turn.
Take a look, Steve. D1RT, 2 cars on the bottom side. Jordan Casey, Mason Crawford, 2 cars on the top side. Bad racing. JD Brown and Hayden Cardwell. So then you go back to Dylan Wilson, who was also running the bottom side. And then, of course, we got, who is that upstairs right now? I believe that might be Eddie Underwood.
Yes, it is. As you see, Jordan Casey coming to complete lap number 12 of 35. As he got really close to the inside tire. Caution out on the racetrack. All right, let's look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the 11E, the Redneck Racing 11E of Eric Hilliard. In fact, just I think he might have got a bit of a helping hand here. In fact, just went on his own, just caught that. Steve again, third time tonight somebody has caught that U tyre, and it's been in, well, this one was in 3 and 4, so we've seen it in, hang on, where are we? Are we 1 and 2 or 3 and 4? Hang on, let me get my press box. No, on this replay. It happened in 3 and 4 this time.
This track's so small, you get lost in the heartbeat.
Yeah, it's funny, because like with the cameras that the camera pack that I'm actually using, as we welcome you back live to the Kokomo Speedway, the camera pack that I was using, it showed very similar angles, so I couldn't actually tell whether it was 1 and 2 or 3 and 4.
That's right. You need to look right now. Pace truck off. Jordan Casey and Mason Crawford bringing the field to the green flag as they exit turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Now look at J.D. Brown gets a chance to run the bottom as they go to turn number 1. You look at Casey. He's glued. And now you get to see J.D. Brown. He tries the stuff on the bottom to see how good his car is. Mason Crawford kind of getting stuck to the wall, kind of holding up the 7 car of Aiden Cardwell.
And Cardwell had to change lines there on the exit of turn number 4. Went for the slider, but then realised he wasn't going to get clear because he didn't want to run into the back of his teammate J.D. Brown, but he realised he couldn't get clear, and Mason Crawford now coming to challenge Jordan Casey for the race lead, but J.D. Brown as well, sticking with these drivers on the bottom side.
That's right. You look at the 80 car, Dylan Wilson. He's now in that 4th spot as they go down across the start finish line. J.D. Brown. Now we got a lead change. Look at it. It's Mason Crawford on the high side, but look at Jordan Casey. Does the slide job, takes the lead. Now you look at Mason Crawford. He's back on the bottom. Slide job's up. He will take the lead, exiting turn number 2.
It was only for a split moment because Jordan Casey, Crawford give Casey a bit of room on the exit there on turn number 2, and well, that was a good couple of laps there. A couple of slide jobs between Crawford and Casey, and J.D. Brown to the inside as the yellow flag flies. We're going to take a look here at the Wicked Cushion instant replay. As we're going to take a look here at the 07 of Chance Siskowski in turns 3 and 4. Again, just catching that U-tie there. Well, Steve, we've had two people catch the U-tie on the infield in turns 1 and 2, and Siskowski makes it a second in turns 3 and 4. Very even.
Yes. Lights. There we go. Tricking me again. How about that?
I don't know what you're on about, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what about this battle for the race lead? It's not just 2 cars. I mean, there's now 5 cars that can contend with this one.
Yes, definitely. We got some. We got basically top 10. You had some heavy hitters.
This is going to be insane. Crawford, Casey, Brown, Wilson, Fields, and Cardwell. Steve, 10 to run this time by.
That's right, 10 to run. You look, green flag is out. Jordan Casey, he gets on the gas in a hurry, tries to do something to get away from Mason Crawford. As you look right now, Hayden Cardwell trying to make the move into that 3rd spot. They go into turn number 3, I think. Yes. As they complete lap number 26 on lap 27 down the back straightaway. Now Casey going to the high side. As you see the 7 car, Hayden Cardwell working up bottom as they cross the start finish line. They go into turn number 1. Look at Hayden Cardwell throwing it in there. It's D1RT 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they're trying to sweep the podium. Wilson nearly into the back, into the left rear quarter panel there of Mason Crawford. And while that is happening, Steve, that's allowed Jordan Casey just to pull away from the rest of the field. Crawford makes the mistake on the exit of 2. Wilson to the low side, slide job into 3 and 4. Crawford with a crossover. Oh boy, D1RT putting on a show. And now you throw in the bad racing drivers, Hayden Cardwell, J.D. Brown, And then the Elite 7 entry of Jacob Fields in that one as well. 3 wide down into 3 and 4. 5 to run this time by.
Oh, as you see Wilson getting into the side of Hayden Cardwell, but they don't. That's the thing about these fixed modifieds. You can beat and bang and be okay. As you look right there, look at Hayden Cardwell ducking it underneath a basic Cropper now as they go into turn number 1. Hayden Cardwell in that second spot. Look at J.D. Brown trying to get the third spot, but we have a caution on the track.
Oh, just as we were coming to 3 to go. The caution flag flies. We're not going to go to look at cushion instant replay. Do not attempt to throw me under the bus for that one. I'll get that in before you even get a chance to say it. Steve, refresh my memory. Have we got green white checkers on here, or is it just straight up?
No, there should be green white checkers.
Awesome.
I do believe that.
Awesome. So, just waiting on the ticket to actually roll over. If that says, yeah, no, we've got green white checkers on. Don't worry, boys. We're under control. Green white checker to finish this. And Steve, if those last 7 or 8 laps weren't intense, and I mean, if that didn't get your heartbeat going, you better go back to the doctor and just make sure that you still got a pulse.
That's right. It was action packed, and especially if you're on the sim side racing, you're trying your best to keep your guard control because you want to be up front, and beating the bangings is part of racing. They're showing that.
All right, lights are out on the pace truck. Pace truck moves to the infield. Steve, a green white checker, 2 laps left to run. It's all yours. Bring it on, buddy.
All right, George Gates had a lot of green flag action. Now turn number 4. He gets a good run. Look at Mason Crawford. He's sticking with his teammate on the bottom as Hayden Cardwell tried to move up into that second spot, but Mason Crawford battled. But look, Hayden Cardwell has it. And they go into turn number 1. Cardwell slide job over Casey. Casey ducks it back underneath, but Cardwell has it. Now Casey dives to the bottom. Look at Cardwell. He's now your race leader. Winner. Wow, you want to talk about some racing, folks? Let's look at your finishing order. Hayden Cardwell, Jordan Casey, Dylan Wilson, J.D. Brown, Jacob Fields, your top 5. Matthew Everett, Mason Crawford, Eddie Underwood, Jim Emery, and Daniel Cummings Jr., your top 10. Bryson Daffrin, Eric Hillard, Clay Devin, Chance Zalowski, and Anthony Cottle is your top 15. Bryce Nichols, Josh Vinci, Brent Fair, and Dustin Hall, and Darren Literal, your top 20. Then you have Alan Brewer, Tyler Harp, Jacob Perlman, Dalton English, and Alex. Rounding out the 25 drivers of tonight's A main action. And we're going to see when we get the drivers here for an interview. If you're watching from dirtfan.com, we appreciate you being on board and watching the Monsters of Dirt E3 Construction Materials Fixed UMP Modified Series. You can catch them almost every day of the week except for Thursday, Fridays. So tomorrow night they have their 305 sprint car program, the 360 sprint car program. Then on Monday nights they have their street stocks. Tuesday nights they have their
Limited.
And I'm going all by memory. Limited late models. Then they have their All-Star Pro late model series on Wednesday nights. They're action-packed all through the week. And if you want to be a part of it, make sure to get with John on Facebook. You can message them on Monsters of Dirt, and it will get you in the right direction.
All right, let's go down.
All right.
Let's go down to Victory Lane with the new overlays. First time we are releasing this one, Steve. So a bit of a first here on UDTV with the new Victory Lane overlayers. You've been caught up with our race winner of Hayden Cardwell.
Well, he's barking, so I don't know if this is a good thing to even try to. He might need to go to Dr. Brett. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner tonight. Car number 7, Bad Racing Motorsports entry, Hayden Cardwell. Congratulations, Hayden, on a win. It's all 35 laps to get there.
Yeah, for sure. Starting 17th definitely did not help. If everybody who's watching saw me just dell a tire there in the heat race. Heck of a race though. Track was really fun out there. Oh yeah, big. It's not that big to step on. I don't know how it happens a lot, but it happens, but heck of a race out there. Couldn't ask for anything better.
Well, you know what? Who could you think making it all possible for you to be here tonight, sir? Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, just can't think of everybody at Bad Racing. Those guys helped me out a ton. You and Brett for everything y'all do, broadcast and everything. John with the league and Dustin Hall with Dominant IRABs. Can't thank Checkers and Wreckers for coming along. Tommy and all them guys, they do it more than enough. Can't thank SRTV Network as well. Jay Weezy helps me out a lot with everything we do. Couldn't make it possible with all them guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Hayden Gardwell coming home with the victory tonight. And I don't think we have anybody else, Brett. So, well, there's Jordan Casey. You go ahead and bring him in and interview Jordan Casey.
All right, let's chat to the driver that comes home second place here tonight, Jordan Casey. Jordan, well, one that slipped away, one that got away, would you say? Yeah, good chat.
Well, Jordan Casey must be having some audio difficulties since he didn't answer you. So I don't know if you want to try to bring him back in or not.
Jordan,
Or...
get a copy.
All right, so Jordan Casey doesn't. Huh? We hear you.
Okay.
All right, Jordan Casey, you led majority of the laps tonight, all the way to the last lap. Tell us how you felt your night went.
Yeah, I just slipped up. I should have went up top right away. Made a bunch of mistakes there at the end, but all in all, it was pretty fun. Good job to Hayden on the win. But yeah, kind of let it slip.
Hey, it happens to all of us, and even happens to the best. So go ahead and tell us who you like to think making it all possible for you to run tonight.
Everybody at D1RT, all the guys that were there tonight, Jim, Clay, Dylan, Mason. I think that's everyone, but yeah, thank all them guys. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and John at Monsters of Dirt for putting on the series. Thanks.
All right. Do you have any other broadcasters you like to thank?
Yeah, UDTV.
Okay.
Brett
All
does
right.
a good job on the mic. I don't know about Steven.
There you go. I was just being funny. I didn't know.
Steven's number one. I'm just hanging on for the ride.
I hear you, bud. He's taking over there, huh?
Hey, look, this is Steve McMillan show, buddy. But hey, congratulations on the second. We'll let you get out of here.
Thanks.
See you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the E3 Construction Materials Monsters of Dirt UMP Fixed Modified Series. You catch them every Saturday night, and they start at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, and their lobby goes up 30 minutes prior. So if you want to get involved, make sure to get with John with Monsters of Dirt and join on in. We'd like to thank the people at dirtfan.com. Make sure to visit them on their Facebook page. Give them a like and follow. Go to their website. They have a lot of racing materials, information about big races coming up around the world. This is live racing that we're talking about. So make sure to give them a like and follow. We want to thank them for this is our first night to ever live stream on their web or on Facebook page. And we're glad to do the first with Monsters of Dirt. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll see you tomorrow night